Hey everyone, it's your girl TeraMichelle. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel, Opinionated Scents, our safe space to discuss all things fragrance, whether we like them or not. Today we will be discussing all things Dua. I am going to be taking the time to finish off my Dua collection in this one video. I do believe we have 17 perfumes or fragrances to get through, so let's jump right into the video. First up, my sexiest Dua fragrances. To start off my sexiest Dua fragrances list, we're going to be talking about Hypnotizing Venom, which is their inspired by fragrance for Hypnotic Poison, the vintage formulation. So the Hypnotic Poison that's out nowadays is so watered down. It's so different from what everybody who had the vintage formulation loved. This is more defined, more direct, more potent. The bitter almond note is so prevalent. So if you're an almond lover, you're going to love this. There's also something called Jerconda and caraway in here, but this is really about that bitter almond, the musk, the vanilla, and the jasmine sambac. This is stunning. I love it. This is just so smooth and creamy. But in being smooth and creamy, it doesn't lose the potency. The one that's out here now, right here, this one, it is smooth and creamy too, but it's so light. It doesn't last as long as this one does. And Dua is known for that. Dua will take your favorite fragrance, and if what it's lacking is longevity, somehow make it a powerhouse. And so I have never tried the vintage formulation of Hypnotic Poison, but if it was anything like Hypnotizing Venom, I think it was probably extremely beautiful and well worth it. I much prefer this one to that one. Next up, we're going to talk about one of my favorite Dua fragrances of all time. This is DCRV, Dark Chocolate, Rum, and Vanilla. You guys have heard me talk about this 1,000 times, maybe 1,000,000 times. This is inspired by Guerlain's Gourmand Coquine. Honey. The cacao, dark chocolate, rum, vanilla, musk in here. There's like some pepper and some spices. Who knows what spices? All the good ones. Yo. Man. This is so sexy to me. It's sexy, it's edible. Nothing about me likes dark chocolate, unless it's those acai berries or those pomegranates from Brookside. I can rock with those, but that's because the fruit in the middle is so potent. But dark chocolate is not my normal thing, except for if we're talking about this fragrance. Oh my goodness. I am a fanatic for this. I would never need another chocolate fragrance in my collection if I have this. If I'm just talking about just seriously having a full body mind experience and being connected to and attached to a fragrance, it just, you know, rings all the bells and whistles for me. That's just my opinion. Next up, we're going to be talking about another inspired by fragrance, and this is inspired by Kilian's Angel Share. Now, most of you know that I didn't really care for Angel Share. For me, it was too masculine. It was flat, didn't have any personality. It cost way too much for the poor longevity and projection. The bottle was gorgeous, but I don't buy perfumes for packaging. This is Angelic Elixir. Such a beautiful fragrance. It is very sexy. It's grown and sexy. The cognac, the cinnamon, the tonka bean, the praline. There's some oak and some sandalwood and some vanilla. Baby, this is everything. And I am not one for cinnamon in my fragrances, but this is done to perfection. It is so much better than the original that it should just be a shame that they can even sell the original one anymore when you have something like this out there on the market. This type of fragrance here is the reason why I tell people don't turn up your nose at a dupe, because Dua is really good at taking a fragrance that you like. Sometimes they make it better. Sometimes they make it identical. Sometimes it's just a little bit different, but almost every time, the majority of the time, 99.9% of the time, they make it stronger and it lasts longer. They have the new, their version of Product Candy out. By far, it outlasts the original Product Candy. So much so that, again, Product Candy shouldn't even be allowed to be sold anymore, because you're just going to spend more money and have to use triple the amount of fragrance just to keep up with the Dua performance. So I'm very appreciative that the Dua crew over there takes the time to make it better where it's lacking, and also not to just bump the price up, beyond reason. So again, man, it smells so good. That is Angelic Elixir. I'm not even, man, I'm just, the cognac and the cinnamon, two things that are not normally my vibe, but I would wear this every single day, night, baby, and know that I smell fire. This next fragrance is a very sexy fragrance. It's a little dark, it's very deep and interesting, it's complex in the best way. It's not doing too much, it's doing every bit of enough. And this was on my favorite cotton candy fragrance list because the cotton candy accord, along with the white musk, is something that Do It just does so well. They also pulled it off in their cotton candy They Do It. But this is much sexier and deeper and darker and intense. This is Your Wish Is My Command, an original Dua blend, I do believe. And this one here is going to give you some Madagascar vanilla. It's going to give you some Parisian rose, some bitter almond oil, some Indian jasmine. They're just all over the place, all over the world, picking up these beautiful luxe ingredients to give us a potency and a power and a sex appeal that just blows me away every time. I love this. It's a perfect winter floral fragrance with just, the right touch of sweetness. Last but not least on my list of sexiest Dua fragrances, we're going to talk about an inspired by fragrance from the House of Tom Ford. This is Sour Peach by the House of Dua. I don't know why they named it Sour Peach because it's not sour. In this fragrance, you're going to get your peach, you're going to get some Divana, some sandalwood. You're also going to get this beautiful blood orange note that is just everything in this fragrance, along with some labdanum and some patchouli. When it opens up, it's very woody and spicy to me. And the thing I love about it is that it quickly dies away and the blood orange and the peach take over. The sandalwood stays nice and smooth throughout the entire fragrance. It gives you a little bit of everything. It gives you your fruitiness. It gives you a sexy woodiness. It gives you a little bit of spice. And it gives you a great burst of energy with the citrus. I really prefer this one to Bitter Peach. Bitter Peach did not have this much personality and it wasn't blended as well. It also didn't project or last as long. So again, Sour Peach by Dua. They are over there knocking it out of the park and whooping the originals. Just, it's so embarrassing at this point. These next fragrances fall under the category of deliciously decadent. These are for the foodies, for the gourmand lovers, for those people who just like dark, rich, sweet, edible fragrances. We're going to start it off with another Dua original. This is called Delectable Temptations. And baby, this is like dark Canadian maple syrup, wild blueberries, whipped cream, Virginia cedar, honey. I'm just like wild honey, like, it smells so good. So yes, honey. I am not a foodie, and a lot of times I do not want to smell like anything that smells like food. But baby, you can blueberry pancake, wild honey, whipped cream, Virginia cedar, dark Canadian maple syrup, me all day. Oh my God. Oh my God. Y'all. It's interesting to me because I can't really, like, I want to say it's sexy sometimes because it just has this deep richness to it. But are blueberry pancakes sexy? This is just fun. Like, you can spray your kitchen with this. You can spray your car with this, wherever you want, especially when it's cold and you just want that home cooked breakfast type of, the best bacon drizzled in some syrup type of, I don't know, just vibe. Now you don't smell bacon in this, but I'm not gonna eat blueberry pancakes if there's no bacon and eggs going with it. That's just me. I'm just getting into the whole mood and swing of things. Baby, this is great. It's fun. It's perfect for winter and around the holidays, and this is what you want to wake up to. Now that's one thing you could do if you want to mess with your partner. Let's say you mad at them and you want them to think you was down there cooking. They get up like on those Folger commercials. The best. No, I don't want to get demonetized, but I'm talking about with Folgers. They smell the coffee and get up. They come running downstairs for some blueberry pancakes. Kitchen spotless. You done went out and got you something to eat and came back and you Gucci. Ooh, I'm so petty. I'm so petty. This next fragrance is very sexy to me, but it's also unisex. So this one is Alex's. I gave it to him because I purchased another version of it that was more feminine. So this is called Amberlicious from the House of Dua, and it is inspired by Hermes's Ambre Nargi, I think is how someone told me it's pronounced. I was calling it Nargile look. Okay, I don't speak whatever language that word originates from, so forgive me. But Amberlicious is a very beautiful, I shouldn't say beautiful, it's a very sexy, masculine amber fragrance to me. This is another one of those that has that cinnamon in it that I really, really, really like. It also has rum in there. And a woman can get away with wearing this. They absolutely can, because I wore it before and got some compliments, but to me, it just didn't feel feminine enough, if you know what I'm saying. It's definitely unisex. I'm not going to say it's strictly masculine, but for me, it's, yeah, no. So, yeah, this is sexy. This one is called Amberlicious Cherry. So this one is a hybrid of Hermes's Ambre Nargi and Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. So this one is feminine enough for me. This one is absolutely gorgeous. You get that beautiful amber, you get the rum, you get the cinnamon, you get everything that you're getting in Amberlicious, but then they throw in the DNA of Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, which brings all the femininity I need for me to pull this off. It's so decadent though. It really is like rich, and it makes me, it almost smells like a really good dessert that is gonna, like a bread pudding almost, when they have those cognac or those rum butter sauces on them. It just gives me the vibe of something really rich and intoxicating, and I really, really love that. Something about this and Amberlicious is just decadent. Like, it's just being made with the best, you know what I'm saying? And I have no idea what quality of ingredients they're using over there. I don't think they're bad. I haven't had any rashes or broken out or stained my clothes, or had any bad, reactions. So I think they're over there using something really, really good. And yeah, I just love the dupes that I have of Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. Every last one of them, even including the one from Dossier, is so much better than the original. I'm glad they came out with it so that people could perfect it. So thanks for that, Tom Ford. You can keep your original though. The next fragrance we're going to talk about is inspired by Xerjoff's Lyra. I know you've heard about it. A bunch of you probably wouldn't have spent all that money to buy it, but I'm here to tell you, this is called Caramel Delight. Baby, I enjoyed this so much more than Lyra. It's not even funny. Oh, this is so beautiful. It's got the, the jasmine, and it's got the caramel. I believe there's vanilla, there's musk, there's all kinds. There's cinnamon in this one too. Now, for somebody who's always talking about she don't really like cinnamon in fragrances, Dua just does something different. The way they do their spices, they just know me, okay? And a lot of times they just say, here, get this girl what she want. I feel like that's what they do. They make it for me. Oh man. The lavender in this is beautiful. The citrus is another blood orange note, a beautiful bergamot note. You're going to give me both of my boo-boos with that caramel. Oh man, I think there's lavender in here. Yeah. I want to give Lyra another try though. In all fairness, it was one of those stupid, things you got to pour on you or dab on you. Those never really give me the full experience, but it still didn't touch me. Even though I put that thing all over her and put it all over on my wrist and all over the stick, it still didn't hit me as profoundly as this one does. But I still want to get maybe some kind of sample or decant sprayer and give it a try. But I would never need to spend the money on Lyra when I have, like, the bottle is beautiful, but again, I don't buy fragrance for packaging. This is beautiful enough. It smells so good. Oh my gosh. Yes, honey. Yes, honey. So decadent, so rich, so beautiful. Just whatever. I done said all I need to say. Next up, we have an inspired by fragrance that is a tribrid. So instead of us doing just 2 fragrances, Dua decided to go ahead and do 3. This is going to be Niche Anise Ani, which I hate. However, I don't mind the DNA being present in this because it's combined with Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, which is just a favorite scent profile of mine. And we're going to go ahead and throw Xerjoff's Lyra back into the equation as well. So again, Ani, Lyra, Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. This is Drowning in Caramel Cherry Delight. Apparently they have a Drowning in Strawberry Caramel Delight, which I will be looking into after this video because I had no idea they had that. But this is stunning. You take all the best parts of Lyra, Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, and I can't even say Ani because I don't like that fragrance, but whatever. Let's say we took the vanilla from that. That's about all I got. But this, come on, guys, this is amazing. I think my girl, was it maybe Paula Bianca? Somebody was ranting and raving about this too, and that's what made me get it, because I had the Caramel Delight and loved it, but I was like, let me try a tribrid. Yeah. Such a unique fragrance. Such a unique fragrance. Now, for this one, you know what? Let me spray this again because I might have missed it because I don't feel... Yeah, okay. Because you couldn't even see a spray on the stick. I promise y'all it's not... That was me. I thought I missed the stick and I should have kept going. I promise you this is not... Yes, baby. That watery, like airy, you know, just existence of that cherry note in Tom Ford's Lost Cherry is just something I love. And you get that beautiful, it smells like lemon to me instead of bergamot and blood orange. There's something very lemony in the real Lyra as well as Caramel Delight that is also coming through here. So that's what you get from the Lyra, and you get the vanilla from the Ani. You really, really do. Man, this is really good, y'all. Last but not least on this list of deliciously decadent fragrances, we have Italiano, which is inspired by Xerjoff's Casmarati Italica. Baby, let me tell y'all something. The butter, toffee, vanilla, and almond oil in this. Yes, there's some cedarwood, there's some sandalwood, you know, fine, for whatever else is in there, I don't care. This is like the best latte or cappuccino you've ever had in your life, with like the best, you know, caramel fudge type of bar. Like, this is just rich and decadent, delicious, desserty. I live. This is a winter fragrance. This is a fall fragrance. It's got to be cool weather for me to smell so extremely edible with that rich decadence. Not like a fruity strawberry shortcake, but like I said, some serious, intense, caffeinated beautifulness. Ooh. First up on our list of my most feminine duo fragrances is also one that you could kind of put on the sexy list, but it's more of an innocent sensual than a sexy. This is Princeless Princess, which is of course inspired by Kilian's I don't need a prince by my side to be a princess. That name is too long, so we're going to call it Kilian's Princess. This is a beautiful green tea, marshmallow, benzoin fragrance. I really do enjoy it. It's much more green in the opening than Princess is. So the opening will throw you off. If you're doing a side-by-side comparison, you have to let it warm up on you. You have to get to that mid and that dry down, because that dry down is perfection. It's super, super close to Princess. But the key here is the fact that it projects and lasts at least 2 to 3 times longer than Princess does. I don't have a problem with the projection and longevity on Princess because it's usually a date night fragrance. So I'm not looking for an all-day situation. But baby, he amped it up. He ramped it up, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. I have talked to quite a few people who say that this quickly became their favorite duo fragrance. And that's saying a lot because we have some diehard duo fans out there. So Princeless Princess, inspired by Kilian's I Don't Need a Prince by My Side to Be a Princess. Next up in the feminine category, we're going to talk about one of my favorite dupes ever. Of course, this is inspired by Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. We've been talking about it a lot, but we haven't talked about it by itself. It's been a part of a hybrid and a tribrid, but popped cherry. Popped cherry. This is my second bottle of this. I never thought I would ever finish a dual bottle. Ever, ever, ever. But popped cherry is, listen, that one and Oriental cherry from Dossier. I love the scent profile, the DNA of the Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. What can I say? It is just everything. Next up, we're going to talk about one called Lady Elixir. Lady Elixir, I do believe, is a Dua original blend. I don't think it's inspired by anything. And this one is so pretty. There's notes of Rose de Mai in here. There's Lily of the Valley. There's also this beautiful peach note. One of the best peach notes I've ever smelled in a fragrance in my life. And it is this whole vibe around the peach. Not a juicy peach, but a sexy peach. Almost like that peach had been, like, for some reason, pan-seared. And I can't even make that make sense, but like in its juice, almost like caramelizing the juice around it. Maybe using some nutmeg instead of cinnamon, just making it a sexy peach, not necessarily a juicy one. There's also some ambre in here, some violet leaves. There's also iris. Let me smell this here because I did spray the stick earlier. Oh my gosh. There might be sandalwood in here too. It starts off a little woody and fruity and then turns so fresh, so quick. My goodness, what a perfect everyday scent. Perfect for work. I don't think I showed y'all the bottle. This is Lady Elixir. You could do this for date night if you wanted to, but this is everyday vibes to me. This is such a feminine fragrance. I do enjoy it a lot. Again, that's Lady Elixir from the House of Dua. Next up, we have a really pretty, slightly woody, but mostly fruity fragrance. This is called Dua's Passions, and I also think that it is an original blend as well. This one is going to give you plum, peach, and a beautiful raspberry note. I really do like the way the plum and the raspberry play in this. The peach can get a little bit lost. There's also sandalwood and there's saffron in here. It's just really, and some Rose de Mai that's there too. This is a really nice, pleasant fragrance. This is something I could see like a teacher wearing. One of those safe fragrances where you just want to smell good. You're a nice and kind person. You're here to work and do your job, and just give off good vibes. Really, again, a really good feminine fragrance. Way more fruity and light and super feminine and just gorgeous. There's a little bit more sex appeal to Lady Elixir with that peach, whereas the raspberry and the plum in this are a little bit more playful, not juvenile, youthful, playful, just perfect spring, summer, just good vibes, good vibes. Again, this is Dua's Passions. I don't think this is discontinued. I hope this is not vaulted because I really do enjoy this fragrance. Next up, we're going to talk about another original blend. See, most of my feminine fragrances are original blends for them. This is called Maladie. Maladie. This is a beautiful floral fragrance. It's got toffee and I think musk in it too, but it has something like a lush floral bouquet and Turkish rose in the notes, which is so funny to me. But this is very pretty. To me, there is neroli in here. I think there might be sandalwood too. Don't hold me to the sandalwood part. There's definitely neroli in here. But the stars of this are the pear and the orange blossom to me. That is what I get the most. And I just really like this fragrance. All of these fragrances, you know what? I might have put, I don't find princess or princeless princess to be super sexy. Because I'm trying to find a place to put it, maybe in between sexy and feminine. But the rest of these just give me all the things, the pamper me, the take me to a spa, get my mani-pedi, get my facial, get my hair done. Let me be soft and luxurious and like pink everywhere in my complete full femininity. You know what I'm saying? And this just gets so much sweeter. It's crazy the way that pear just shines in this. I just, yeah, you know what? After smelling all of these again, because I haven't been wearing my duas like I should, you know what I'm saying? But again, I like to let them sit for forever and ever and ever because they become so potent and amazing. This might be the favorite one I've smelled from this list. Yeah. Dang, I forgot how good Maladie is. I stand by this one 100%. Like, I stand by my opinion on everything I talk about, but this one here is hitting me different. I don't even remember it smelling this freaking good. I'm wearing that tomorrow. I absolutely think it's more of a spring summer fragrance, but I don't care. Wear what I want, when I want, how I want, where I want. Last but not least on my list of feminine fragrances, we're going to talk about Her Ambition, which I think is another Dua original fragrance. This is one that is fruity and tangy and woody and spicy, with a little bit of heat to it, but it's fun and it's flirty and it's girly. So there's a beautiful quince note in here. There's, I think, some patchouli and some amberwood in the base, but you're going to get some Moroccan jasmine in this as well. You also get this beautiful mandarin orange with this ginger and this black pepper. Guys, when you have a citrus with some ginger and a pepper, the heat that comes through that fragrance is absolutely amazing. I love the use of the amberwood and the patchouli as well with the spices, but it just doesn't get too hot for me. And it's not like heavy like you get from Amber, K. Ali's Amber, Invite Only Amber 23 or L'Entre de Rouge. Those spices are really, really heavy and weighted down. This is more fun and flirty, in my opinion. And it cleans up very nicely. Doesn't stay weighted down. And it's just that the slight tartness and okay, so the quince to me pulls a little tart, but it also brings this beautiful amount of fruitiness to it. And I guess the mandarin orange is also contributing to that. Yeah, I can see that. This mandarin orange though, because of everything else going on in this fragrance, to me is not zesty. It's not a zesty mandarin orange. I think it's lending its juiciness, that sweetness that you can get from the mandarin orange, to slide over everything and just downplay that serious heat that you could get when mixing black pepper, ginger, and patchouli. So this is beautiful. It's a beautiful, I don't think this is an easy blind buy. I think that they have a sample site. I know they do from Dua. You can sample that. I don't think this is one that's as easy as Maladie or Lady Elixir. This is one that I like because it is complex and I can smell each of the different notes for the most part. And that always intrigues me. You know what I'm saying? If you're somebody with a really, really good nose, this is one of those fragrances that you'll love to play with because almost every time you wear it, you're going to get something different. That is the type of stuff that intrigues me most when we're dealing with perfumes. I like to have a lot going on, but not too much. But even when you have a lot going on, it needs to pair and blend well so that I don't just feel herky-jerky and like I'm surrounded by chaos. That is not a good mix for me. Well, guys, that is it for this Dua video, and that completes my entire Dua collection. If you go to my Dua playlist, everything you hear me talk about is everything I currently own. You'll also hear me talking about some things that I have previously sold because I was never reaching for them, but you'll still be able to get a very great detailed description of those. So thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I would love to hear from those Dua divas and those Dua gentlemen. Tell me what your favorite Dua fragrance of all time is, as well as click that like button. Subscribe to the Terra Squad. Love to have you here. And select the notification bell so that you never miss any of my future uploads. I want to see you guys in the comments as always. But until then, bye.